From the moment we could walk, talk, and hold a pencil, we were given a map. Not a real one, but a life map. Go to school, study hard, get into a good university, land a job, climb the ladder, buy a house, save for retirement, and then, maybe, you'll be happy. That was the pitch, the golden formula, the blueprint for success. The problem is, no one told us that the world was going to change faster than that map could keep up. And by the time we got halfway down that path, we realized we were walking in circles. The education system, once a beacon of hope, has turned into a debt trap for millions. You leave university not just with a degree, but with tens of thousands of dollars in loans, entering a job market that doesn't care about your GPA. It cares about your experience, your connections, your personal brand. You get your first job and it's not fulfilling, but you tell yourself it's just temporary. 5 years pass, and you're still in that temporary phase, now afraid to leave because of health insurance, rent, and the fact that you don't even remember what you wanted in the first place. It's like running a marathon on a treadmill. You're exhausted, sweating, out of breath, and yet you haven't moved an inch. That's the modern rat race. And what's wild is that everyone sees it, but no one wants to say it out loud. Because the moment you question it, people look at you like you're lazy or ungrateful or delusional. They say, well, that's just life, but is it? Or is it just the only version of life we've been shown? Let's talk about time, because that's the real currency here. The average working adult spends about 8 hours a day at work, plus 1 to 2 hours commuting. Add in errands, cooking, cleaning, and you're left with maybe 2 to 3 hours for yourself. And in those precious hours, what do most people do? Scroll TikTok, watch Netflix, order takeout, doom scroll through news that makes them anxious. Not because they're lazy or addicted to screens, but because they're exhausted. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. When every day feels like a sprint, you don't have the energy to climb. The system doesn't want you to rest. It wants you to recover just enough to show up again tomorrow. Workplaces give you wellness webinars instead of raises. Tech platforms optimize your feed to keep your attention longer, not make you happier. And advertisers? They want you just discontent enough to believe that the next product will finally fix you. The algorithm is not your friend. It is a mirror, reflecting back your insecurities, then monetizing them. So you keep running, you keep buying, you keep comparing. And comparison, that's another level of the trap. You log on to Instagram or LinkedIn and see people your age launching startups, buying homes, traveling the world. And even if you know it's curated, even if you tell yourself they're just showing the highlight reel, it still messes with your brain. You start wondering, am I falling behind? Did I waste my 20s? Why does everyone seem so far ahead? But here's the thing. Life isn't a race, it's not a leaderboard, but our society has gamified it. Likes, followers, achievements, metrics, all tracking whether you're winning or not. We've turned living into performance art. And the result? A whole generation of people who are burnt out, anxious, and perpetually unsatisfied, even when they're doing okay. You know, we've been tricked into measuring our self-worth by external metrics, salaries, job titles, the square footage of our apartments, and even, the number of unread emails in our inboxes. And honestly, the more we chase those numbers, the more hollow we feel inside. Because deep down, we know we're not really living our truth. We're just playing a character in someone else's script. Okay, so now let's talk dopamine. Because seriously, there's a reason this stuff feels so addictive. Dopamine is the brain chemical that motivates us to seek out rewards. The problem is, modern society just floods us with fake rewards. Things like likes, views, sales, and notifications. Every ping, every ding, every little red dot is basically a hit of dopamine. And over time, your brain just gets wired to crave that constant stimulation. Deep work starts to feel boring. Rest, honestly, feels uncomfortable. And silence? Silence almost feels like failure. Here's the thing. We're not actually addicted to technology. We're addicted to escaping our own lives. And, you know, the harder life becomes, the more we rely on those escapes just to cope. This is what I call the infinite loop. You wake up, you work, you escape, you sleep, and then you just repeat it all over again. So how do we break it? The first step is clarity. And I don't mean goal setting or 5-year plans, I mean radical, honest clarity. Ask yourself, what do I actually want out of this one short life? Not what society tells me to want, not what my parents want, not what social media rewards me. What do I want my days to look like? What kind of work energizes me? Who do I want to be when no one's watching? Most people never ask these questions, and when they do, they get scared of the answers. Because honestly, clarity is uncomfortable. It forces you to confront the fact that you've been drifting. But here's the secret. Clarity is also power. It's the first time you stop playing defense and start playing offense. Step 2 is to kill comparison. Unfollow people who make you feel inferior. Log off platforms that hijack your self-esteem. Remind yourself daily that your timeline is your own. You are not behind. You are on your path. And just because someone else is sprinting doesn't mean you're failing. Step 3 is to design your own game. Instead of playing society's default settings, start crafting your own rules. Maybe that means downsizing so you can work fewer hours. Maybe it means quitting a high-status job to pursue something creative. Or maybe it means building a one-person business instead of grinding for corporate promotion. There's no one right way, only your way. And no, it won't be easy. You'll face doubt, resistance, and probably a few existential crises. But here's what's harder. Waking up 10 years from now realizing you lived on autopilot. The system is not going to change anytime soon. It's going to keep selling you distractions, confusion, anxiety, and calling it normal. But the moment you stop playing their game, the moment you reclaim your time, your energy, your mind, that's when you start winning. Real freedom isn't found in luxury. It's found in simplicity, in ownership, in intention. Freedom is saying no to things that drain you. It's creating space for what matters. It's waking up and feeling not just functional. This video isn't meant to give you all the answers. It's meant to ask the question that no one else will. What if the reason life feels like a game you can't win is because you weren't supposed to? What if the real victory is stepping away from the game entirely and building something real? So if you feel stuck right now, not broken, just lost, I want you to know something. You're not behind, you're not alone, and you're not crazy for wanting more.